Welcome to the Live Bright Show, the pod for badass service-based entrepreneurs who are creating businesses and lives that are fun, successful, and free. And now your host, seven-figure business owner, coach, and founder of the Live Bright movement, here to help you own your potential, Moran.
What's up, my friends? Welcome to this episode of the Live Bright Show. I am so excited. I've got Holly Moore. Holly is the founder of Maids and Moore, one of the largest, if not the largest, residential cleaning company in the US. She's the founder and co-owner of the cleaning software, which we're going to get into. She's a dedicated mom and wife. She's a hunter. She's a fisherwoman. I think that's a word. And she's more Texas than the Alamo, and she's a heck of a lot of fun. I'm super excited to have you on the show today, Holly. Thanks for being here.
Dude, that was the biggest compliment I think you could have ever give a Texan. She's more Texas than the Alamo. That's crazy. So that was my favorite compliment of the year. We're gonna write that one down.
That's all. That's awesome. That's awesome. I think at this point in my life, I know a heck of a lot of Texans, and I'm like, when I think of Texas, I think of Holly Moore, and Fosse too. And I've been to your home, and I'm like, wow, that was a Texas experience.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Actually,
all right, well,
we're actually, my husband and I both are actually 7th generation Texans. Like 7,
wow.
And our kids are 8 generations. And so we actually, when they were born, I'm getting off topic of cleaning and business, but
that's okay.
When they were born, we got the flag that flew over the Capitol the day they were born. And then we had it framed. And then it says 8th generation Texan, and it has their whole history and the flag. And so they get to carry, I'm sure their wives are going to love it. They get to carry it around their whole lives and brag about their 8th generation Texan. So
until they have 9th generation Texans. That's amazing. I mean, and like,
you better marry a Texan.
No pressure.
Yeah, no.
No, I mean, that actually is amazing because so many of us move and go, I don't know, but there's like a Texas pride that's unlike almost any other state, I believe. I'm from Vermont, and we have a lot of Vermont pride as well, but it doesn't even measure up. To Texas. But awesome. Well, it's good to have you here. I'd love to kind of jump right into it with you. We've got limited time, and I have so many questions for you, Holly. So I'm excited. All right. So I just want to start, first of all, because I know you used to be a school teacher. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay. How did you go ahead? Tell us about that.
Oh, man. It was kind of crazy. So I've grown up with a family of entrepreneurs, and I know that's what I wanted to do, but I met my so handsome and charming husband in college. And I was actually accepted to law school, and I was like, I don't really want to go to law school. I don't even like reading. I really hate reading. It's a real thing. And I don't even know how to spell. So I was like, we're not doing that. Well, it was kind of like my dad wanted me to go because, you need an attorney in the entrepreneur world. And he had a whole path written out.
Right.
I was like, no, that's not happening. And so my husband actually went to work for my dad, and I told him not to, but he did anyway. So I kind of hit my rebellion stage of no, I'm not going to go to law school. I'm going to go teach school because I love people. I love kids, and I love helping people. And so I was like, I'm going to go do what I want. And so I broke all my husband and my dad's heart and was like, nope, not going to law school. I'm going to teach school. So I went and taught school and coached because I was super into athletics and had played sports my entire life. And so I was volleyball, basketball, softball. I did all the things. And so I was a coach, and I loved every bit of that. But my dad was probably right. And about 3 years down the road, I was like, this pace sucks, and I hate grading papers. I quit school because I hated grading papers. And so that's how it all started. And then one of my mom, or my sorority sister's mom, had started a cleaning service. And she was like, you should start one. And then I was asking her all the questions, just like you're asking me now. And then I just quit teaching school and grabbed a mop and a broom and slapped a thing on my side of my Suburban and started cleaning for 6 months. And so I went from a person who came from a very successful entrepreneurial family to totally revolting, teaching school, to not going to law school to scrubbing toilets. I was like,
I didn't know that.
What did I do with my life?
Did you find when you were scrubbing toilets, going from like that path that you just talked about, did you encounter a lot of judgment with that decision and those decisions?
You know, it was, I don't give it, like, I don't know if I can cuss on this podcast, but I really don't.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I really don't give a shit what people think. So that never struck me. I think the weirdest judgment I ever got was while I was scrubbing toilets, like I would have customers come in and be like, I'm going to need to speak to your boss. And I'm like, I am the boss. I'm like 24 and young and cute and educated.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're the boss? And they're like, why did I hire? Like I got a lot of age judgment as far as when I started my cleaning service, I was like 24, so nobody took me seriously at first. And that pissed me off. But as far as like what others thought about what my path was, I never let that ever get in my way. Like I don't give a crap what anybody thinks. Anybody who knows me, if I'm on a mission, they know to stay the F out of my way.
I love that. Tell me, okay, so that's very forthright, and you were young and you're still that way. Where does that come from? Where does that boldness, that confidence, where does that come from?
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe like in athletics, like, I mean, I'm a 5'7" white girl, with a little bit of athletic ability. So I think my whole life I was very driven in the fact that we were gonna win state, and I would say it. And if you put in the hard work ethic and you do what you say you're gonna do, it's 90% of it. And I realized that in sports because I'm not that athletic. Maybe you're not even that smart. But if you put a goal to something and you measure yourself along the way and you have your KPIs and you actually do what you say you're going to do, you can do anything. Like it's 90% of it is believing that you can do it.
I love that you said that. And, actually that's something I didn't know. I don't think I knew that you were an athlete. And I was too. I was a college athlete. I played field hockey and lacrosse, and I am 5'3", and and I mean, which is okay in field hockey especially, but not a gifted athlete. I've always liked sports, but one of the biggest life skills that I learned as an athlete and in college, and I captained both of my teams, my junior and senior year, and I got awards. It's all because I worked my tail off. It's not because I have these natural born gifts. And so through that, I learned as long as I'm committed, I have a goal, I'm getting my runs in, I'm getting this in, I can do, I'm not going to be an Olympian or whatever, or a scholarship kid, but I can do really, really well. And my skills, my hard work will take me far. So it sounds like you've got kind of a similar philosophy there.
Yeah. And I mentioned my dad about being an entrepreneur and coming from a very wealthy and successful side of my family. But my mom was kind of a thug. Like, I'm not going to lie. She was, not as her family wasn't as well off, but they came from that side of like hard work ethic. And I know this may sound man hating or whatever, but I was raised, my parents were divorced. So I was raised as you never depend on a man. And so
it's not man hating, it's independent. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was raised by a very strong woman and who taught me to stand up to my dad. And I did. And it was all meant to be like, whatever. It was really strange. Now that they're older, I look back at it and I'm like, gosh, I used to hate both of them for different reasons. And now I don't hate them at all. I'm like, oh my gosh, this was like God meant for me to have these two parents that are totally opposite because they taught me like two totally different things in life. And I'm so glad for each one of them.
That's awesome. I mean, what a gift. Not everyone can say that about their parents, right? That's right. That's really incredible. Yeah. It's good perspective, right?
So can I send this podcast to them?
Yes, absolutely. We could create a clip just out of that, and you can send it for Father's Day, send it for Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's great. So I'd love to talk a little bit about your businesses. So you have a large house cleaning company with 3 locations, and then you have a software company called the Cleaning Software, and you yeah, right above you, right? And for those of you who are listening, you can't see Holly's pointing up because she's got the cleaning software projected behind her in neon. It's awesome. I have a little neon behind me too here. So I'd love to know, like, because you scale like, how many employees do you have between the 2 companies?
I mean, obviously it fluctuates, right? But anywhere, I would say 150 would be safe. Mhm.
Right. So you went to college, you started scrubbing toilets at age 20, you started scrubbing toilets at 24. That's a shit ton of employees. Congratulations on all of that growth and success. I guess my first question is, how has your leadership style kind of developed as you've scaled?
I don't take any of the credit. Like, this is making me blush as you say it out loud, but it is, my leadership style has always been to give to others and you shall receive. I mean, it's just always been my thing. So all of these people that you're talking about, I don't even call them people, I call them my family. And I don't feel that I am any less important than the person I just hired 2 weeks ago. And I think that everybody that knows me knows that. And they immediately don't feel judged. They want to be a part of it because I am less like, I don't know if I say I put myself less than them, but I make them feel like I'm no better than them, because I'm not. I'm no better than them. I mean, that I truly believe that in my heart. And if you don't truly believe it in your heart and you try to act like it, they'll know. Like, I truly believe it in my heart. And everybody that works for me and that's around me knows that I'm no better than them. So, like, being on these podcasts and being highlighted and, everybody talking about me, it's very uncomfortable for me because I'm like, I didn't do it. They did it. I believe in them and then they believe in me. I don't have anything to do with leadership. It's them. That's the key. It's them.
Okay, I mean that's super humble, and I understand that you're just like working on getting comfortable with getting accolades. And so let me help you along and talk about this a little bit more, because clearly, I mean, you are you're leading a lot of people. And so and I think and I know, so you have a thing where you promote from within, which is and so I know this from talking to Holly separately, that she actually, almost everyone in her cleaning company who's working in leadership positions in her cleaning company started as cleaners. And this is highly, highly unusual in our industry. Okay. Some people have it, but to have it to the extent that you have it, like, I think there's something magical and like unicornish about this. So I want to dig into it a little bit and just try to not blush and just be objective. Like, you believe in them, but what else are you doing to develop people in this way?
I mean, I start out from the very beginning as their equal. And then I I let them know that there's a path for opportunity and how to get there. And I hold their hand. And I think I coach leadership more than I coach, like, technical skills. Like, we have a dream and they're all on the same path, where we have different paths for everybody, right? We've got a path over here for the career person who really wants to take off and they know they have that path. But then there's not everybody wants that path. Some people just want a safe place to work and come to work every day and feel like they have a family, because maybe their family life sucks at home or whatever. They want to be a part of something, and then maybe they want to be like middle management, maybe they want a little responsibility but not that. So when you come in as a cleaner, you immediately on your first interview know that, hey, look, there's all these opportunities for you. We have this path, this path, this path, this path. Like YOLO is my favorite cleaner of all times, right? And she's been here 14 years. She's tried every path and she went back to the I just want to be a cleaner path, but that's
Okay,
okay.
yeah.
That's okay. You need to create paths for all kinds of kinds, because not everybody wants to be here, right? So there's a path for everyone. And I think that's really important, is that not everybody wants to have 150 employees. Not everybody wants to be management, but there's a path, there's options for all. So I don't know if I answered your question. I'm like trying to remember the original question. I get off on tangents, but I would say I train immediately when you start. What is your dream and your mission, and why do you tick? And then, do you want to be a part of something special, or do you just want a job? Because if you want a job, you can go somewhere else. Like, this is a family. This is, here are all your paths you have. You will always be protected and always be taken care of. And if you want part of this, come on. If you don't, out. And the second you threaten our family, and the second you put our whole entire teamwork or family philosophy or anything at risk, you're gone. And they know that. And it makes them feel safe. Like, we provide a very safe environment. I don't know if that makes any sense, but hopefully it did.
It did. No, it makes a ton of sense. I'm really glad. No, I mean, so what I hear is that you definitely develop people. Well, first of all, you get to know them as people, and you get to know what makes them tick. And I think that's so key. And it's such a missed opportunity for so many businesses. And that's why certain industries have a lot more turnover than other industries, for sure. But there's this great book called The Dream Manager. Did you ever read that book? Probably not, because you don't like to read, so maybe not.
I don't like reading.
But anyway, it's kind of like, I mean, the better we can know people and help support them and their dreams and their lives, the better they also will grow and stay in our company, because there's this basic human need, which is to be seen and to be appreciated. And if they're not getting that at work, where they're spending a third of their life, then they're going to go try to find it somewhere else, right?
Right. I think business people are really black and white, and they're missing that human, like, connection. And that should be the first one, the top number one priority. But some people aren't, like people. So they kind of like look at things black and whitely. And I've always said this, like, since the moment I met you, I was like, that's my girl. Like, I could just feel that you got that.
We vibe.
We vibe. And I was like, we vibe. I was like, I think everybody is so worried about making money or numbers. And in the grand scheme of things, it's human. Like, you need to address the human. If you address the human first and then worry about all the deets later, that's literally it. Like, everybody is a person. At the end of the day, if you die tomorrow, what matters? How you treat people.
Totally.
And
I completely agree.
We get blinded by that a lot in business, because we're always planning and, like, the goals, which I'm obviously goal obsessed. But that's the first thing that I think almost everybody misses. And I don't want to tell anybody the secret, because it's really that easy. And
no, I think it's amazing, because it is actually, it's very simple. It's a very simple concept. It's not always simple to execute, right? And I think that, and so this is a question that I have for you as you've scaled and grown, because, you, like I mentioned, you have one of the biggest, if not the biggest company in America.
We're going to hit 10 million this year.
Holy shiitake. That's phenomenal. Congratulations, Holly.
Goals.
That's awesome. So you, excuse me, I like, one of the challenges that I've had as a business owner is, when I was in it, and I was like in it operationally, which I'm not as much anymore. I lead the leadership team. I'm not in the day-to-day stuff. Like, you're not obviously either, like, but scaling that philosophy of the people first and connecting with people and scaling, like, how to scale that in your leadership team that's under you. Do you have any tips or ideas about how to do that, to sustain that culture of, like, protect the house that you're kind of talking about?
Yeah. I think everybody has to be bought in to an overall vision and mission. And I think the first thing that you need to do is, somebody who's not, they need to be off your bus. Like, the tires are going to go flat, get them off. And if everybody is on a simple vision and mission and have the same outcome that they want, now you can drive that bus to Canada, like, you're like, whatever, let's take off, we can go. But so the first thing, the hardest lesson I ever learned in leadership, and get me right, your question was about how to make leaders, kind of.
Basically, and keep that, like, your personal philosophy, which is a people first philosophy, how to maintain that when you're not around, right?
I will say that is the biggest challenge that I had is how do I got the leadership down, like I'm here, right? But how do I replace myself? That was hard. And it's what do they call moms? I say mom, I say MOM, master of manipulation, right? I'm not manipulating people, but you got to figure out what makes them tick, right? And so if everybody was on the same, I know it sounds cultish. It really does sound cultish, but like you have to have everybody on the same vision, right? And
That's
if
not
they're
that's not cultish. That's
okay,
yeah, no, that's yeah, you're good.
yeah. So and
As long as
they're
you're not
all
asking them to kill themselves and
no,
take a
no, no.
special
Okay, good.
pill and whatever, like you're good.
But everybody's believing in the same path, like the same thing, and we're all going in the same direction. And you break down that path as like, oh, yeah, we're gonna be at 10 million one day, and you're gonna have all these things, right? That sounds great, right? But how long are they gonna hold on for? Maybe a year, maybe a couple of months, and then they're going to kind of lose the vision. So breaking it down into like very minute rewarding details along the way, because they want to hold you accountable. Like, what are you actually gonna like? You're not just the person out there that says you're gonna do something. No, you are the person that says you're gonna do something, you hit it, and you do what you say you're gonna do. The second you don't do that, everybody's getting off the bus. They are done. They're going off to a different path. And that another thing that sounds super simple of the fact that you say you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do. So be very careful what comes out of your mouth. Never overcommit yourself, because once you say it and you don't do it, people are getting off your bus. So I am very, very with all of my leadership team, anybody who revolted, they get kicked out, and or not, I would say revolted, but doesn't believe in the same path. And that's okay. Sometimes they don't get kicked out. Sometimes they willingly leave. Like, hey, you know what?
Right.
I've decided I want to do this. I'm like, no problem. And
Right.
it's a very come and go, but as long as you're stable, you break every goal down, and they have a very clear path of what they need to do, and they're rewarded, and you do what you say you're going to do at the end of the day. It's, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. They just go there.
I love it.
I wish
I love it. And when
politics was that way, or
oh my
the
God.
government, then we would all be in a better place.
Right. No kidding. No kidding. What I hear you say, what you're talking about is accountability. You're talking about integrity of word and clarity of vision, integrity of word, and accountability. And I love that, like not overcommitting, and having your team super aware of that too, what they're committing to on a project basis or whatever.
What I see a lot in our industry,
Mhm.
is like you get ideas, like you need to shoot your ideas off of somebody else. When you bring it, like your team gets exhausted hearing your ideas. Like they're like, am I on a roller coaster? No,
Yeah.
they don't want to know that. That's why I have Molly. That's why I talk to Molly on the phone in the middle of
Right.
the night on Facebook calls. Like, I got an idea. But like don't shoot that to your team, because then they're like, oh, that was just an idea, I'm taking it back. Right. You
Right.
need to be very intentional with what you release and with what you commit to with them. And you want to be it's almost like, how your parents, like if you ever were to ever lose your parents, you kind of have this feeling of like, I don't have anybody to go to, and you're going to be stable. Like that's what they want. They want a person who is stably getting them a goal, and they're reaching it, and they're being rewarded, and it's consistent, and they don't feel unstable by any means. And just an example of those like specific goals, right? They're like, oh, she's talking fluff, like, oh, give me something actually useful.
Yeah.
This fluff stuff that's like whatever. So like along the path, like we have quarter goals, right? And we're like, if we hit these quarter goals, we're gonna go out to eat, 2, we're gonna go paddle boarding on the lake, and then 3, everybody's getting a bonus. And you do that quarter after quarter after quarter. And when I say bonus, a lot of people just need recognition and celebration. I'm not talking a big bonus, like, because I'm black and white and I need numbers. And I'm like, I can't afford that, because that's
Yep.
one of our goals. Like their goals, they have to profit their own reward into their own budget. And we still have to hit the goal with their own reward. So like they're really getting the concept of the profit and they understand it. They see all my numbers. It's very upfront and honest. And so they factor I saw them one time like, hey, we're going to skip our quarterly goal because I really want that profit number to be like higher. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
it's empowering and trusting people literally with your numbers and like your goal. Like you're totally transparent. You're totally honest. You're totally do what you're going to say you're do. And that's three things that seem super simple, but you empower them to make the decision. And a lot of us micromanaging cleaning service owners won't do that. And we need to.
Yeah. I love that. Excuse me. I have a bit of a frog. I love that, Holly. And so are you saying that you have completely open books?
Yeah, my managers run my numbers. Well, they run their store numbers, right? So I have 3 locations. So each GM runs their own store numbers. They are in control of they are actually seeing the numbers, making the decisions based off the numbers. I've given them I'm empowering and educate them on how to do the numbers. And so they're seeing like, oh, if I make what's her face fix her vacuum, it's going to affect the bottom line. Like,
right.
They see it and they get it. Like, not just somebody from up top screaming, don't replace that vacuum, like,
right.
I'm just giving a stupid example.
No, but it's stupid, but it's real. It's real. I mean, people spend thousands and thousands of dollars on vacuums every year. Right. So yeah, no, it's a very concrete example that most of us can identify with. Right.
Yeah. So if they don't understand the number, like the managers are not seeing the numbers come through, it's like you, as a teacher, you have all these different forms of teaching and like how people see it. But if you don't give them the empowering decision and the education in which to make that decision, one, it comes off of numbers. Two, it comes off the human. You have to do the human factor.
Hey friend, a quick break to ask you to please go to livebrightshow.com to be added to my email list. Here's the thing. I hate email, so I pretty much guarantee you're not going to receive anything excessive. Only important things like when I have new options in my coaching program, offer free challenges, new courses, release a new pod, or perhaps an occasional biz life tip. That's livebrightshow.com. Now back to the pod.
And then 3, common sense. And they see that, and then I teach them how to make those decisions with those 3 factors. And so I'm proud to say, like, I mean, I think it's common sense, but I mean, like Roxana, who is, and Caitlin, I mean, they didn't go to college. They didn't, not that they couldn't have, because they are very potentially smart, but I saw them as humans, like being smart. I'm like, oh my gosh, these girls have potential. And so I taught them everything I know. Like I gave away all my secret sauce. Like I'm teaching you all these things. And now it was funny the other day, Caitlin called me. She was like, oh my gosh, I just went to this networking group. These people. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh my God, they were talking about door hangers and it just made me want to cringe. And I'm like, they don't even know their numbers. They don't even know what they're thinking. And then I was like, are you talking? Like, it was just weird, like it's education.
She's
like,
advanced.
She's advanced. And
yep.
I didn't even mean to do it. It just
she's advanced.
Treat somebody like if I was a young person and wanted to advance, what would I want? These are what I want. So this is what I'm going to do for them.
Right.
So I don't know. It's funny.
That's awesome. I love that. So I've seen you, I was at some event or a couple events actually with you, and you had your team there. And what I see is this, like, you described it as a family, which is that's a term I don't use with my business, but I say we're a team and all of that. But I'm not into like the family concept as much personally, because you don't always quit families, and you can like you said, you kick people out of the family, but you don't like of your business, your family, but like it in a, so
or they choose to get off
or they choose to get off. Right. Cause it's not always the right fit. Right. So, but when I see you with your team, it's like, and you're out having fun and you're out socializing, like there's so much mutual respect, and someone from the outside looking in wouldn't necessarily know who's in charge usually, because you're you're just one of them. And it's almost like what I see is it looks like there's like an on the clock and an off the clock. Like there's almost a couple, but maybe it's the same on the clock too. I don't know, because I haven't seen you on the clock, but it just seems very like a very equal sort of playing field with your people, and you genuinely care, like you said. And you know them as people, you know them and what they're celebrating and what they're going through. And I think that's amazing. That's actually a lesson, I've taken from you. And I've talked about it because, we've all had people working for us who probably, I would say at times that they might be a good worker, but maybe we don't click or we don't like them. For whatever reason, I don't know if it happens, right? We don't click or get along with everybody, and they might be perfectly fine. But when I've had that experience in my business, it then makes me want to avoid my business, because I don't want to be around a certain person. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, like I need to really like everyone who I work with. Like it's important. It's my business. And because then I'm going to pour into them and I'm going to love on them and I'm going to empower them and I'm going to all the things. But if I'm avoiding them because of whatever it is, like that's not good for them. That's not good for me. That's not good for business. Which I don't know, maybe that sounds super simple, but I can see the love. I can see the love in what you've got going on with your team, which I think is special.
I'm definitely on and off the clock the same.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I believe that.
I do think that what you just said about there have been those people where you're like, oh my, like what we usually have is not like jiving, and you try to put a finger on it, and it was just like, ooh, there's like I don't like to use this term either, but there's a cancer. There's something messing up my mojo. Like the mojo has got to be there. Like it's a thing.
Yeah.
And then you find that person and you're like,
nope.
I love you and I respect you, but you're not headed in the right bus that we are. And it's just funky. And I love you. We got to go. I'll give you the best recommendation, but
yeah. Yeah. I don't always feel the love, but I'm like, you got to go. And I respect you and whatever. like to be clear, but I also like, and it sounds like really basic. And like, I don't mean this to sound mean girl or anything like that, but like, these are our businesses, and we are as business owners. It's a big part of who we are, how we tick. Like we don't turn this off at 5 o'clock at night. I mean, hell, I've talked to you about business at 10:30 at night. Like at home, okay, honey, I gotta get out of bed and go talk to Holly for a little bit,
She's going through something. She needs...
right? And so we don't turn it off. And so it's like if there is a person that's not clicking, whatever, that's going to affect us in so many ways. So out the door, off the bus. Yeah, I think and so it sounds basic, but it's like, yeah, if you don't like somebody or connect with somebody who's working for you, then they're not going to be the right fit for you. They're not going to be they're not heading in the same direction as you.
I think you hit on it just then, because just then what you said, like, because I'm very much of a like I try everything, right? And so that is one place I messed up way soon enough to where I was like, you ain't on my bus. Like you're not jiving, get off of it. I would try to fix them and try to keep them on the bus.
Same.
Because I'm a fixer. And so that is definitely what I got really good at, being like, nope, identifying it super early and getting them out. That was the best part. Now, my nature didn't want me to do that because I want to give everybody this second chance. But I can say now I'm really good at identifying who should be on the bus, and I get the others off very, very quickly. And I never thought I would be that harsh, but I've got it down to a science. So I love that you said that to me. You're like, oh, it's not a reason. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm definitely, I got as Allie Williamson would tell me, and my pistol toting Texas comes out, and she goes, they go quickly now.
No, I mean, I think
that skill sooner, but
I know, because and I'm the same, and I've gotten way better at it, but I'm still developing it because I'm like, okay, what have I done wrong? What could I do better? How could I develop them more?
Well, that's maybe I didn't provide my training, because you look at yourself first,
right,
before you react. So that's
right.
But
it's good. It's good, but yeah,
it's bad. It's
right,
it's bad. Trouble.
Right.
All the time, I'm like, why am I looking at myself like this is not a me thing?
Right. Yeah, no, totally. My spouse reflects that back on me because she's like, Should I start? She'll be like, should I start recording you now, Molly? Because you've been talking about this person. I'm like, okay, I got it. All right, they're gone. Like, I got it. Either I stop complaining or I, get them off the bus. All right, sorry. So let's switch. I mean, geez, time flies when you're having fun. I would love to talk about the cleaning software. So you've pivoted. You've recently launched this awesome software. Can you tell us about sort of the genesis of that, where it came from? And because it's a whole other business and what that's looking like for you.
Whew, yeah. It's like having an 18, like a senior in high school and then having a baby is what it is. So it's been wild. The cleaning software came out of necessity for a cleaning software for a cleaning company wanting to be able to scale and there not be a software solution out there. So thinking outside the box and they're like, okay, fine, there's not one out there. What do I want a software to do? Okay, well, let's just create it. So we created it proprietary to us and exactly what we needed to do. And I think it was like 2020, we were at 4 mil. And then I implemented it in 2020 and we just like took the skills and placement that we already had established, the base. And then when we were able to automate a ton of these manual tasks that we were manually creating, we were able to get it up to 8 million in 4 years. And the power, and 10 million and hopefully 5
years. Yeah.
So the power of what I saw it do to our business, and me and Summer might have different versions of this. But she saw it. She's a creator and an innovator, and she saw it like in 2016. And I'm like black and white. Like I'm like, you're gonna need to actually show it to me and implement it, and then I will get on the bus. After proof and concept.
Prove it.
Yeah. And so proof and concept came, and I was like, "Oh, that was powerful."
And just to pause for a second, people who don't know, Holly is business partners with her sister Summer in the cleaning software. So that's who she's talking about. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So Summer, my sister, and she had the idea and the creative thing, and she got it all done, and we worked with developers and we got it done. It was super powerful. So then I'm like, take a deep breath, and I was like, here we go. Let's create a whole other bus system. Let's start again. Let's have a baby. So we did, and the cleaning software was born. And then just to be able to, I honestly, that's probably right when you met me, because I had kept my head down so much on what I was doing. And I was so focused on building my whole company that like, okay, now let's do the cleaning software. So I started networking and actually like going out to networking events and getting to know other cleaning service owners because I'd never done that. And then that's when I realized how big we were. I didn't even know how big we were. Like I literally had no idea. Everybody was like, I was like, wait. And I kept talking to people. I was like, oh my God, I think we're the base. Like, I didn't even know or cared, or what does it matter anyway? I don't even care. But
you care a little bit. I mean, you're competitive.
It is kind of a goal. Now it's a goal. Before I didn't know it was a goal. It was just an individual goal. But then seeing all these networking with everybody and being a fixer and being people that want to get on my bus and being a leader, that I was like, oh my gosh, we could help all of these cleaning service owners so much, like with what we've done. And I know it sounds cheesy and some people don't believe it, but I mean, there are definitely consultants out there that's not their true intention, to help people. Their true intention is to make money. My true intention has always been from suburban, slap a sticker, helping kids, teaching school, has always been to help people. So this just felt like a giant new step, is like, oh my gosh, I can help me, like 1,000 me's, that has been out there, doing business forever, and I can help everybody. And it just brings me so much joy to help people. Now, obviously there are numbers, and I do want to make money, and no, I'm not stupid, but I do want to help people. So it was awesome just being able to create the cleaning software that all of us bitch about, that none of these softwares do, and that they don't understand, because cleaning service owners don't usually create software. Let's get that right. Okay.
Right.
So doing it and then putting everything that we wish we had in a CRM into a CRM for cleaning service owners was like was like a dream come true for me. And then to be able to deliver it to all my friends and help people was it's just been awesome.
That's congratulations. I mean, it's I've seen the software. It's incredible. And
I mean, it's not perfect. Nothing's ever perfect.
Nothing is. And every software has its workarounds, every software, for sure. And but I think that obviously the fact that you're running a soon to be $10 million business on this platform and how much you've been able to scale, and you're attributing some of that success to the software itself, right? Like speaks volumes. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
I wouldn't have been able to do it without it, for sure.
Okay. What has been your what's been surprising about getting into the software world? Because it's a really different industry.
Ooh, yeah. So like I said, I drove my own bus and I had my own people, and I'm on my B2C. Like the consumer wants something, I go out and deliver their need, and they
clean the toilet. Yeah, exactly.
Good to go, right? And I'm a people person. I love people, but I also, punch you in the face if I need to. And actually,
be warned.
One of my goals is to find those people in life that need to be punched so I can punch them. But B2B was the hardest transition for me. B2B, like going B2B, it has been a tough transition. I'm not gonna lie, and I hope I'm succeeding at it. I don't know. I will see. I'll give myself some goals and hold myself accountable, but it's different, the B2B to B2C is totally different. And everybody else is driving their own bus. So I'm like, how do I get them to my parking lot? So it's a horrible analogy, but it's definitely been a challenge, but I'm accepting it and I'm learning and I love it. So give me some B2B advice. B2B advice for all the listeners.
Me? I'm B2C as well. I mean, and of course, I do the consulting and coaching, but that's still dealing with individuals, right? That's dealing with consulting on business with business owners and stuff. So I don't have the B2C advice. That's a different business for me too. So sorry, can't help you here.
Another podcast.
Another podcast. Yeah.
Put me on that one so I can learn. No, I'm just kidding. I really do enjoy being with other business owners all the time, but we are so independent, and everybody has their own train of thought, and like I can't I want to say manipulate, but I can't influence them, and they have their own thoughts. So I'm like, okay, even though they don't see it, like I feel like I see it sooner than they do, and I'm like, oh gosh, like I'm just going to turn around and go to another B, like find multiple Bs. That's what I figured out about B to like business to businesses. Every consumer needs a cleaning, right? Bam, I can solve their problem. There's millions of businesses out there, and you just hand pick the ones you want, because not everybody's going to want to do it.
Yeah, well, the industry has had a lot of not great software and issues that have come up and whatever. So people are probably a little more reticent, and it's like switching softwares, especially once you get to a certain size business, it's like a giant expensive undertaking, right? So people are probably a little more dubious. They want to make sure your company has legs, but you're growing at a great rate, and like it's awesome. Holly, we're almost out of time, so I need to I want to ask you, because we haven't even gotten into it a little bit, but you've got two big businesses. You're married. You've got two kids. One of them is graduating from high school. Congratulations! I've been watching that. That looks awesome. I know you're a proud mama. I know. And you have a ton of focus, and you obviously work hard. And I see you and I think you're bright AF, right? Like in terms of how you're doing it all and maintaining like your sanity seemingly, and you're healthy, and what habits, routines, practices do you have that maybe could be helpful to somebody else or beneficial to somebody else who's listening?
That's actually a really good question, Molly. I commend you for asking that. Like, because I even post about that sometimes. I'm like, guys, you have to have work-life balance. Like, you need to work just as hard on having fun as you do on your business. And I think we all get that off whack, right? So my husband is amazing at the fun part. So
He is. I've met him. He's a good guy.
yeah, so he keeps me socially balanced and is our social coordinator. But I mean, I get up every day. It's health is, I've always been an athlete. So absolutely, like you have to work out 3 to 4 days a week. It is so good for your endorphins, I mean, you don't realize what it does for you until you do it. You can sit there and you can keep making excuses, but you need to go do it. And as I get busier and as I'm juggling all these things, I'm like, okay, fine. If I don't have an hour of the day, then let's make it 30 minutes.
Yep.
But you're doing it. Part of it is just the habit of doing something and the consistency of doing something. So sometimes I just show up to the gym and I sit in the parking lot for 30 minutes and then I leave.
Still success. But it's success. You did it. You did yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, you just have to make a commitment and hold yourself accountable, just like if an employee was sitting there to make sure you do it. So I do that with my health. I do watch what I eat. I don't have time to eat, so there's that. And then, and then having fun in a balanced social life. Like as much as I talked about all the stuff that we talked about today, you need two buses. You need your personal life and your business life, and you need to have just as many fun friends in your fun bus as you do on your business bus. So that's enough of analogies for the day.
I like a lot of buses on the show.
Buses. I don't know what are buses today.
No, so working out and watching what you eat, those are like some really key parts of what keep you ticking and moving forward is what it sounds like to me.
It's discipline. I mean, it's discipline in anything, in business and in your personal life. You have to hold yourself accountable. And if you're giving yourself excuses, then you better look in the mirror, because there's nobody that's going to hold you accountable other than yourself. And I think a lot of times, like at work or business, we will go to look for somebody to hold us accountable. I'm like, look in the mirror. I always tell everybody, I hate my boss. She's a bitch.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I'm a bitch.
Like, be nicer to yourself, Holly.
I know, but I mean, that's the person that holds you accountable is you. So just making like you should have just as many personal goals and family. Like when I sit down to goal plan, I have family, I have God, I have personal life, and then I have my business goals. And those three should be held, like with your Live Bright coaching stuff. Like we're not just business planning. Like it's so much more important to have those other factors. Like those goals are more important than the business goals.
Well, those goals will help the business goals make the business goal so much more easy to achieve. Right. And I mean, I think, and that's one thing that I actually talk to people a lot about is like, when you're living out of alignment, it's like, yeah, oh yeah, health is really important to me. Yet like, I'm like 30 pounds overweight and I don't go to the gym and I like whatever it is. Right. Like, and I can't anyway, and I shouldn't just say overweight, and I'm, I don't sleep and I spend too much time on social media. Well, is health important to you or not? Because all of your actions are saying that health is not important to you, right? So holding yourself accountable and living in alignment and deciding like what are your standards? Is this something you can live to? If it live with or want to, great. If it's not, stop saying health's important to you and move on with the next one. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to sound judgy or anything like that, but it's really about getting in alignment, and health is like the easiest one to talk about, right? But spirituality, of course, and personal relationships. Like if we say our marriage is really important, but we're not actually putting any energy into our marriage, is our marriage that important? Right. So
the most common one I hear is I don't have any friends or I don't have a social life.
Whose problem is that?
Whose problem is that? I know exactly.
Right. Right.
But that's why I love Live Bright, because from the moment that you explained it, your sales pitch was like one sentence that you said to me, and ever since then I've just sent everybody to you, because I'm like, dude, she gets it. It's not the goal planning. There's not a golden answer to solve your business problems. Most likely it is in the other 4 factors that you're not paying attention to.
Well, thanks for sending people my way. I certainly appreciate that. And, and it's true. I think that there's enough business tactics out there, and I've got them too. And I love talking business, and I love solving business issues. But like let's solve the you issues and get you falling in love with yourself again, and having fun and living in alignment. And then the business stuff is easy to play with.
That's the easy part. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the easy part, right?
Mhm.
All right, girl. Listen. Oh my gosh, we're out of time, and so do you have time for 2 more questions?
Absolutely.
Quick ones. Okay. Number 1, where can people find Holly Moore and the cleaning software?
Oh, it is thecleaningsoftware.com. Please follow, if you are a cleaning service owner, or you don't even have to be actually. The cleaning software is constantly, like, my mission at the cleaning software is to educate and empower. It is not to sell you software. So follow our page. Like, I post funny shit because I get really bored a lot. And so I'll be in the office, like, posting funny stuff. Like,
you do.
I know, like, okay, let's do something funny today. So, I mean, it's entertaining, it's educational, it's empowering. If you're in the cleaning industry, just follow all of our social media would be greatly appreciated. So then you can, like, comment and let me know that I'm not crazy and that I'm actually, people are listening and
you are crazy. You are crazy, but
I am crazy. So that's how you can find us. And then the cleaning software. And then, of course, Maids and Moore is igotdust.com. That's easy.
Oh, igotdust.com. That's awesome. Okay. Awesome.
I got secretary business cards, so.
Got it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Thank you. Then my last question for you as we wrap up is this bright life that you created, you've got like this really beautiful life as I see looking at it and knowing you between your business and your family and everything you've got going. Would you say that this is, you have this more by design or by luck?
By grace.
You didn't answer. Okay.
I think it's a little bit of both. Luck and by design. I think you got to have a little bit of luck, and then you also have to sheer the direction. So I consider myself lucky, but would I have gotten there just off luck? Absolutely not.
Tell me about the grace answer.
The grace is you have a path that is already there for you. You just have to trust and believe in it and take it. And you have to have grace in the fact that you're going to fall off the path and then you're going to get back on it and you're going to forgive yourself, and so is everybody else. And it's the thing. Like, you have to forgive yourself and believe in what you're doing and just believe what you're doing and go after it. So grace is definitely something. I'm just blessed. I'm blessed. And I don't know that it's me or if it's luck or if it's, what happened to me, but it's just grace, and I've trusted in it.
Grace and faith. That's beautiful, Holly. And we're going to wrap right with that. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Live Bright Show. That's a wrap, everybody. Make sure you give this episode a 5-star review. Follow Holly. And until next time, live bright.
And that's it for today. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Live Bright Show. If you enjoyed this pod, please go to livebrightshow.com to be in the know for new program offerings and podcast releases. Molly has more awesome guests and content coming your way, so you're going to want to be on that list. Also, just because you're still listening, it would be incredible if you could go ahead and subscribe to this podcast and provide the show with a 5-star review. You know how they help. Go forth, have fun, and live bright, friends.